Alright guys, welcome back to the game of the day. Been playing a lot of PvP lately. With the announcement of episode 2 upcoming, I've kind of been going ham on the Istan cash box to get my kite ore in. I still don't really understand how Istan works on the meta, but I have, what, like 3,000 of the ore now, and I'm just going for my last few bits so that I can get all the celestial, all the astral stuff that came into the game right as episode 2 came out. So it means I got a lot to choose from. I figured I'll go with this one. Now, it's Legacy, so we still haven't seen Temple, we still haven't seen Skyhammer, there's a few we haven't seen. But this game, I think, has got some really interesting stuff for you all, in terms of kite spots, which you've heard me allude to a lot over these past few episodes, but I haven't really shown many of them, and particularly not in action. This is a good game, not because it's high quality. I don't actually think I played that well in it, but it's a good game to show you all, because there's a thief on the enemy team who, and I mean no offense to the guy, but loves to go after me, and I can abuse this quite often to my advantage. So, through kite spots, and this was probably as good a demonstration as I'll get in most games. So, we go on the open here, and I'll talk you guys through it. I also love that this is on Legacy, because this is a map that's notorious for being quite open, quite teamfight oriented, has less kiting capability than, say, Forest or even Temple. So to be able to pull off cool kite spots on this map always means a lot to me. So yeah, we go for the open. I'm not sure how well I play really in the first half of this. I don't even think I'd looked at what the matchups were or anything. You'll notice, by the way, that this is split across 3 caps. So our Necro goes far, extremely bizarre to look at. And quite a lot of what my Necro does in this game is questionable, but we won't worry about it too much. The idea, though, that I want to demonstrate here of people splitting across 3 nodes, really common in Guild Wars 2 as of today. In the olden days where I used to play this and actually be quite good at this, it was a lot rarer to go for 3 caps. It was a lot more 2 cap games going on. And the FAR was honestly mostly just for a quick decap every now and then on a movement speed oriented character. These days people full on go for 1v1s, they pull people across all the nodes very commonly. So the fact is the Necro we're going to try and ignore. I'm just happy that we seem to have a support in mid, and I'm feeling comfortable enough here. So let's see what we've got. Now immediately we notice the thief, and I realize this guy's going to be on me quite a lot this game, so I'm very aware of him immediately. I look to see what's going on far. I notice that this is actually a short bow, I think, or it might even be long bow. I don't know what build this is, but this is a ranger running sharpening stones, which is a Condi build. So there isn't much, people won't believe me when I say this, but there isn't much Condi in Guild Wars 2 at the moment. For Conquest, there's not much Condi. The balance is heavily weighed in favor of power. It's just that one of the most dominant classes, which gets stacked a lot, and is, you know, very oppressive in terms of AoE and stuff, is a Condi class, and that's Scourge. But if you put that to the side, there's a lot less Condi than you might realize. So it's quite bizarre to see this. Usually you find Rangers are running the Meta Druid spec. So I realized that that's probably going to be an opportunity later as well. And then we suddenly realized that, hold on, no one's going for the mid node. So already a pretty interesting start to this game. Realistically, I actually would have rathered my Druid, my Ranger that's on the node, him to go for this fight, and me to full cap and take it later. Now, that's, you might think that's a peculiar thing for me to say, especially because on a previous game of the day, I told you that I don't like taking full caps, and I told you that I don't like taking them alone at the start of the game. But now that the enemy team's kind of established that they're pushing the other stuff, I'd rather he go in and support this here. I'd rather he come up from mid, because if we've been caught unawares here, it's very likely my guys are going to be less healthy than theirs, because they're on the aggression, right? And this is a bit of an irregular play. Looking at the health bars, everybody seems okay, but I'd rather my more supporty kind of druid push up and help, and then later, once some of these passive cooldowns and things are blown, I come up and take spikes and clean up. I'd rather do it that way, but to communicate all of that in the last second probably isn't a good idea, and there's still a lot of good reasons for that ranger to stay on the mid node, mainly because if he gets aggressed there, he won't have to immediately lose it. He can take a while before he has to stealth, and especially since it's the mid node here on Legacy, he gets to kite around a lot. Then again, so do I on super speed, so I don't know. Anyway, I noticed that this thief is distracted. He might not see us. I take a pre-casted Gale lightning flash in. So, this is a really nasty, really dirty combo that can utterly blow people up. I've made a mistake, though, here by blowing this heavy cooldown. He random dodged the Gale. I do get the rest of the burst, but he random dodged the Gale. But as I should know by now, and I often forget, these SD Thieves, they're running this trait here. I can't remember what it's called. But what this trait does is it's kind of like the Defy Pain for the Warriors. It means that they evade constantly. This, again, is getting nerfed on the next patch and makes me very happy from this build's perspective. So yeah, it doesn't matter how hard I hit this guy right now. You'll notice he does have boons, but none of them protection. Protection and Aegis are the only two I really give a damn about. But this trait means all I've done is proc his trait. I could have done that with any number of other combos. Blowing a lightning flash aggressively is so stupid. And so frequently when I watch back these games on Game of the Day with you guys, I notice I make these ludicrous lightning flash plays. There will be another one later here as well. Anyway, so we take that. We immediately retarget because we just don't care. I don't think I was taunted. I'm just tab targeting right now, and I was thrown onto the pet, which obviously we don't care about. So now, by the way, I'm doing something else, and this is to do with kite spots. So can you see this little ledge here? The devs are really inconsistent about this stuff, but this ledge is a no valid path ledge. So as far as the nav mesh is concerned, you know, the invisible grid at our feet that, say, NPC AI uses to path around and stuff, that considers it, this is a break in the nav mesh grid, which means if a targeted ability like a steal, like a judge's intervention, like the Revenant gap close, I can't remember what it's called, the Shiro gap close, if any of these try to target me when I'm over this ledge while I'm on this platform, and they're not on the platform, the game won't let me do it. It's kind of like, say I was stood on top of this here, which isn't realistic to pull off in a match, but if I was stood on top of this and you tried to blink to me, or you tried to blink on top, it wouldn't work, would it? So the reason I've come around to the side of the node is very, very important. I know that now that Thief hasn't died, and I know he goes very aggressive on me, I can easily come up here, and there will be no unannounced like steals or shadow steps or anything that will bring him to me too quickly. Okay, so the time you get no valid path, I believe, is the second you step over this little ledge. I might be wrong on that. But because I'm not confident in that, I actually come all the way out onto this, the Forge itself. This node is called the Forge, and we're actually on the Forge, unless this is the Forge. Anyway, this is like an anvil we stood on, I guess. And you can stand on this. This, again, is great against melee. And you will see, this is why I wanted to show you this game, you will see our opponents, just as I thought would happen, he gets bursted, he looks at me, so we see this up here. I take 3 damage on the Firebrand because no one's retargeted. Now he has... I think we saw him Bassi or something then, maybe? I don't know what that animation was. But now he's forced to run all the way around. Because what a thief would... I'm in 1200 range here. What a thief wants to do is steal. I don't know whether he's tried to steal, but it's failed. Easily failed. And so they have to walk all the way around. I make no... Like, I do not make it transparent that I've seen this at all. I continue autoing here. I do not make it transparent. But on my client... So we get the kill here. We even Dragon's Tooth preemptively over it. I've already retargeted my thing here. I'm targeting the thief, and he's like such a sitting duck coming up to this. Such a sitting duck. Such a crazy aggressive play. And we take an immense burst on him here as he has to drop down. I stay stood. I keep my cool. It doesn't matter. If I drop down to aggress, what's the point? I'm at 900 range. All he can do is chain dodges. What is that? 3 dodges we see there. He steals to someone else to get a sustain. Now we can move off. And I think we take a really dirty... I do a lot of like infinite range electric discharging in this game. And if you guys don't like that, then you're not going to like this game at all. Because I do a lot of it here. But yeah, so he actually peels out. We save this. I notice, by the way, that he's gone around like so. So I'm concerned my NG doesn't know that. So I ping a warning ping. I also noticed that there's a Scourge on respawn. So what's going to happen if this thief did go there? I don't know. He'll probably see the Necro there, this guy. But what I was really scared of was these guys zerging off instantly. And I appreciate that that's a threat. I, though, am more preoccupied on saving this free mid we got earlier. So there's a warrior here. Here I jump to another really cool kite spot here. Warrior can't get to me. What's really strong about this, again, is no blink, and we'll see this used again later. What's really strong about this one is if the warrior comes up to me and actually jumps on this to start attacking me, I can super speed jump back up here on top of this where I originally came from. And it doesn't look like I can from this camera angle. But if you make that jump, they're 99% going to fall down. And what's really cool, okay, is when they inevitably almost fail the second jump, they're going to be stood where the warrior is, and I'm going to be stood on this. And their only way to get up to me is coming up the stairs. So if they choose to come up the stairs, we can drop off and go towards the mid node. Easy. And they have to walk around this wall again. So we get away. If they realize that I might do that and they don't go up the stairs and they try to come around to mid, well, I'm still on top and I can just bail out. This is an incredible location because making that little jump back can save you from almost anything unless they got a lot of steals and stuff. But I can't actually think of a build that you would drop down if they have a lot. I mean, if you come up to a spot like this against, say, a thief, the thief will either try to run up with you, in which case you pull the maneuver, or they'll swap to their short bow. And the second they swap to their short bow to cluster bomb you, you just climb down. On a fresh air earlier, I can even Swelling Winds it to protect for a while. But we climb down, and now they're on weapon swap cooldown, and then they're easy pickings as well. So, kite spots, what I'm really trying to show you guys is how strong kite spots are, all right? And this is a very good one here at the mid node. So, we can also take free bursts. We drop him to 30%. We know that guy's like on Zerk or something nuts. He'll aggress us later. You're going to see a bit of a misplay from me coming up soon. So, the Thief, the second I get off of the jump spot, is on me again. Pretty typical stuff, I think, to just be constantly jumped. So here I got another opportunity for another jump spot. It's this post. I don't know whether I make it. We play quite conservative. He bails out because I have my support comes up. But we come and we hide here. I'm not particularly concerned. Remember, we own this. Remember, we own this back here. The fights are going on. Nobody's melting. Our team's health is super high. It's perfectly fine me being stood up here. I don't need to aggress too hard. I just need to take stock of what's going on. This guy's our tanky-ass Guardian, so I'm not concerned about him. The Thief's not going to get through him. So he can just stand here. The Thief is caught between a rock and a hard place, like literally. As our Ranger just free cast shoots on him, I realize I'm not under any aggression anymore. I realize that this fight over here is going a bit south, so I move over. We know that the Thief is coming around the side there. See, I've got my camera there. I've got the ping. We take an easy burst here, prevent him from being able to do anything. The CC, he's done so much mobility there that he's all out by the time he gets back through. And so this is a great way of showing how Fresh Air in a lot of ways gets countered by Thief, and in a lot of ways it counters Thief. It just depends on who's on the aggressive. So another really cool little play here. They get the res, and I come back up to the side. So let's replay that. This time, I'm coming at it from a different angle. So let's see here. I go FGS, obviously. So we'll go back to here. We'll watch the kill. I go FGS to cleave onto the body, but I'm too late because the Ranger comes in. None of my friends retarget. They're all standing on the node. Really, they shouldn't. They should help me with this. Or maybe I should have pressured immediately from the start. I see the Ranger there. So we don't get it, right? They get the res, and then the on-res invuln allows him to sustain. So now I'm in a lot of danger, and as you can see, I come straight across the node. I jump to this, and we're back up. Easy little jumping puzzle as well. I really recommend you guys all do it. And once again, we're in a super safe location. So they've got a down state. The fight's going really well. The pet is taking ages to path around, a lot like that Kylo match I showed you before. He should be bailing out. There's a dirty infinite range. I deliberately retarget to get that infinite range double hit there. We've got him low enough that he needs to bail out. And I come back onto the node. So here, by the way, I thought this was a free win, and I wasn't really paying attention. I thought that the warrior that stood there right now was in Vengeance. Because I swear he was down. Even watching this back here with you guys, I'm not quite sure what happened there. It turns out, actually, he's in Rampage. So, Rampage is actually getting buffed substantially next patch, which is really interesting. So, he might be getting his practice in, who knows. So, I come back for the burst on the Rampage. This is a Dragon Hunter who, largely speaking, aren't particularly strong these days. And so, we get 2 kills on 2 fairly easy builds for us to kill. We move away, leaving just our guy there. I realize it's going to be a Druid v Druid. It's going to still... a Druid v Hollow. Maybe I didn't need to come back to this. But I stay here because, again, we're comfortable. We've got a comfortable lead. Mid is well defended. I don't care about far. What's happening far right now is my Ranger is trolling multiple of their players. So, the Thief and the Ranger. And that's exactly what Rangers want to do. They allow us to outnumber on the rest of the map. So, I can take luxurious moments like this where I just chill out to kill a guy in slow order. So, we get that. And we still have our sustained 2 cap. I call a bailout target up there because this support is rushing in to help our Ranger, which is not really what he should be doing. He should just be staying here at mid. Sometimes, guys, it's okay on Conquest to not do anything. It really is. Sometimes it's okay. Now, this Necro, you may have noticed, made a questionable rotation at the start and is also playing very passively at the moment. But sometimes it's okay. I don't agree with that Guardian going up there. But there you go, because now the Rangers might get baited into a fight he doesn't want. We see the Rangers, Warrior has already respawned. This was the Rampage guy. So here I take a Gale on his shield block. And you're going to see what I've talked about in all these other videos. It's going to proc his balance stance trait. I'm doing this for 2 reasons. 1, to get out of the way with early. But 2, because he was on Rampage, I don't actually know whether he's running decent traits or not. And he's been very squishy. So we try it. He does have the balance stance, so that's fine. And we're about to get a taste of how hard he hits, by the way. So we take an Earth Attunement Arcane Blast to immobilize him. Here, so this is very cool little play here as well. So if we rewind just for a second, he's actually running Magebane Tether, which is a Spellbreaker trait that means when he hits me with his burst skill, he creates a tether. For as long as we're tethered, he gets nice might generation. But if we walk out, so there it is, he lands it. That's the dagger burst he lands on me there. So I'm tethered. You'll see this glowing orange tether between us, and you'll see this mark on my bars here, as though it's my own trait, interestingly enough. So if I walk out of range of this, he gets a nasty pull on me to his feet, and he can burst me during it. And it really hurts, okay? Especially if he's running Dagger Offhand. I don't know whether he is. I don't know if I've seen that. But if he uses, like, Wastrel's Ruin, the Dagger Offhand, on me as I've just been CC'd and pulled into him, he can hit me for, like, crit me for, like, 10k, which, as you'll notice from my health, is nearly all of it. Okay, so, kind of cool play. Basically, what I'm telling you here is I don't mind him getting the might, but I don't want to create a gap larger than 900 range, okay? Because if I create that gap, he's going to pull me in, and I'm going to be devastated. So the game now is to stay close enough range to the warrior that the tether doesn't pull me in, but far enough away that he can't auto-attack me. So if you watch, I stand still, I take a couple of autos, I dodge his full counter, I dodge away from the world. He's moving away, trying to break the tether. I walk back into him. He tries to move away again, and it's off. So I don't know, with all the pausing, that might look really boring, but I really like that. That was a lot of fun. We notice his Insure Pains just ran out. My guy, by the way, on the node. So again, Necromancer, extremely questionable Necromancer plays here. I think he's scared of invisible gnomes that are going to decap him the second he gets off, which is really a silly play. Necro could have aggressed here. My Hollow, at least, has been much smart enough to aggress, and we get the easy kill there. We actually leave him rotting in front of their spawn, which is possibly questionable. You notice this stall on far is still going extremely well. We're winning the game here because of the stall on far. So they've actually scored neutralization. So now that Newt has been scored up there, I'm okay with the support being there. So hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a good play in the end. Then we take a Gale Phoenix, classic fresh air combo right there. On this Ranger, we know he's low. There's the other terrible lightning flash. I don't know what I'm thinking every time I watch these videos. So we get that. Okay, so now here's another play that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Here we drop a Swirling Winds on this body. It's a lot like on Kylo before, where I talked about the hammer with the warrior. Here's the funny thing, though. The Ranger skill 2 is not a projectile. It's a lightning strike, and you can see it's come down on me here. Okay, these lightning strikes. So that's not a projectile. Swirling Winds won't save me from that. However, what Swirling Winds does do is it stops his auto attacks from landing. And because he can no longer hit me with his auto attacks, it means he can't cleanse blind on his skill 2. So by comboing the swirls over a ranger's body and using this, you can still secure stomp without needing stab or whatever, even though they've got a grossly overpowered skill 2 and an obscenely powerful skill 3 to compensate, to go along with it, okay? So here we've got swirls and we've got blind on, and this is now safe stomp for me. Except for, obviously, like, the pet CCing me. You can even do plays, by the way. I don't know whether we'll ever see it on Game of the Day, but sometimes I can actually get, you know, the Blinding Flash on the Ranger and an Arcane Blast blind on a Smoke Scale as he's swapped it, and then you're kind of safe again. But so yeah, you see the miss on the Lightning Strike there, and we get the Stomp. It's a shame that was a range. If that was any other class, we would have been good. So here I stand on the side. This is not a no-blink spot, so this thief can utterly destroy me if he chooses to. But again, I've aggressed first. Really got to have a high awareness on these things. Another really nasty infinite range. I could go for the other one, but I don't think I do, and we move on. Necromancer's still just AFK mid. Again, I don't necessarily agree with, but it's okay, actually, in this specific situation. It means the thief can't get in there too quickly. So it's a bit of a big overzerg here, really. We gave them one of the nodes for free. We win that fight. So the Rangers already respawned and come to mid. You notice how short these spawn timers are. Kills on their own aren't necessarily anything unless you can get a rot or it secures you a good stagger. So, yeah, Warrior's back. I take a Phoenix. Doesn't really mean too much. Here I'm watching for any kind of jumps from people. I finally decide that the ping my team's got is probably worth something. It's always best for me to see what other people are targeting because my pressure on top of theirs will slam someone out really quickly. Me trying to take my own little 1v1 in the middle of a team fight is silly. So I go for the Ranger. We get the quick kill. We've got the DH. Again, pretty easy builds to fight here. I don't think we really see anything too impressive here. Sometimes you can kill a DH by Earthen Synergying after his renewed focus to know that you'll get his F2, which is really good. We get massive, massive, massive fiery greatsword damage here. I'll tell you what, one of the other games of the day I wanted to show you guys today was a 3v2 win with a thief who picked up my FGS, but there you have it. Another quick pop. Straight into another weak build. He's on Rampage, though. This bit's scary. He gets the Rampage kill. I need to get the Stomp. Well, not the Stomp, but I need to get the Cleave. The Thief stealths beautifully, so the Thief makes a really good play there. Means I can't get any crits. I can't go back into air. I can't get Phoenix. And the rally goes through, unfortunately. The Warrior was in Rampage, so there was no chance for me to CC him or anything because he would have had Stab. So, and then once again, we see that the Thief rallies and gets a really cool invuln. So here we come up again. So, in the name of transparency and symmetry, because again, at the end of the day, this is trying to be a competitive game type. On the other node that we saw earlier in the game, I demonstrated to you guys that there was a little lip that you could like climb up and it would become a no blink spot. Well, there is no such visual thing on this side of the map, but nonetheless, the nav mesh is still broken, and this is still no blink. So I have a lot of ideas of things that the devs can improve map-wise in Conquest. I think that no blinks are a really cool part of the game, and I think that they should be utilized, but it should be very transparent where they are. This is not transparent. I think this is bad, but pretty much any player half worth their salt knows that it's basically, if you're at the bottom of all of this and you try to blink up, it doesn't work, okay? So while I'm stood up here, if I try to lightning flash down, it won't work. And I think it's in the name of transparency, but I'm not too sure. Maybe someone more knowledgeable in the comments can say. But anyway, so I'm coming up here again because I don't want to get plussed by that Thief who might be angry because I just burst him and he got the quick rally. And here you can see, running like so obvious. It's an exact repeat of before, right? Through my positioning, I am capable of not just sustaining and staying alive, but actually counter-killing aggression when I've got a lot of it. Okay, if I was just stood on that node mindlessly attacking this Guardian, I would have been killed by this guy like 3, maybe even 4 times already in this game. But instead, we can turn it around. So he has to move a certain distance. He steals in instantly. I pop the Obsiflesh straight away. I think I Obsifleshed his steal together. I've still got my 2 dodges. We've got this guy coming up as well, so this is some cool kiting as well. We drop the swirls. So we actually have aggro on 2 players right now, okay? Meaning that the node is just a support versus this guy. He's going to keep shooting me, but I know I'm safe in the swirls for a while. So I can just stay here and take some counter pressure. I know I'm going to have to kite away eventually. So the swirls are gone. I tried to knock him down at the end. He uses his elite entangling roots. I've got no cleanse for it, so I have to lightning flash out of it. So we move to here. We drop down because we've been forced away. I think my death in the game is going to come here. So the support plays beautifully here, by the way. The support plays really well. I actually stand with him to get some extra heals. So with one hand, the game giveth with a good support, and with the other, the game taketh. So this support player now, he wants to stop them getting full cap. So what he's going to do is he's going to try and walk onto that warrior. And the warrior is going to get full cap anyway. And the support, who should still be with me and helping me, tunnel visions the node. So the support makes a very kind of rookie mistake here, where he thinks that the cap is all that's important. The truth is, this is a 3v2. We're outnumbered. We have been for a long time. And a fresh air rally has stayed alive in this outnumbered situation just because of this cliff up here. But now I've been forced out into the open, and the support isn't going to help me. So I've got 2 people trying to kill me. I don't have any opportunity to survive here, except one more kite spot. Okay? Which is this tree. So, if I jump onto this branch on the tree, immediately nav mesh breaks, and I can't be stolen onto or whatever. It doesn't help me too much, though. There's a better spot. There's like one little bit that you can jump on in this tree. It's something I've been practicing a lot, and I can actually pull it off in a lot of combat situations. I don't here, though, okay? So, my goal right now is to jump into this tree, and standing here, and we've got swirling winds are about to come up. I know for a fact I can survive for a lot longer again, like a lot longer. But as we see, I try and take the jump, and I fall through the branch because I didn't go far enough, and we die on the roads. So about here, you'll now notice that my support is still up on that node. They actually own it. Do they own it? Actually, which node is this? Yeah, I think they own it, right? That's Waterfall. The other one's mine. And so, unfortunately, we kind of die pointlessly. Finally, he sees what's been going on, and now he tries to rush to get a res, but it's way too late for that. And he dies off the node. So, you know, the salvage for his bad play would have at least been to kite back towards the mid, or even go up to where I was. Not rushing into the jaws of death that just clamped down on me. So yeah, so I die there, but I really wanted to show this game because it's so many different, I interact with so many different kite spots and blink locations and interesting things. It's the only thing that really, it only really unlocks when you're being aggressed very heavily by a thief. So yeah, there you go, you got that one. The map's now starting to look quite bad. You'll notice our Necromancer is still mid, which seems to have been his decision this game. and immediately dies to... So this is a snowball, okay? You'll watch. We've had incredible map dominance this entire game, right? Extremely. But since we've lost this 3v2, I don't know what was going on else of the map. I could analyze it, but I guess we'll keep rolling. We were outnumbered and we die on far, and then 3 players come and slam. So the reason, and then we didn't even win this node, I think it might have been because our Necromancer was just standing around doing nothing on mid the entire time. If he came up, we could have won that 3v3 perhaps or something. But you'll notice, as the Necromancer who says, I'm going to defend mid and not help anywhere else, he now has no safety net when 3 people come charging at him, because the 2 people that could have saved him, me and this support, we're on respawn. So you'll watch a snowball here where we now have no nodes. They have a solid 2 cap that our support is rotating solo into try and aggress. And we haven't even got a close. Thankfully, though, the close fight hasn't gone terrible. Like, this thief, if you think about what this thief did, he's got a kill on me. I don't know whether he actually killed the support. Then he swept through and killed the Necro, and now he swept through. This is +1, +1, +1 across the whole map. It's a dream. And he's an SD thief. He can't even rotate that quick. So yeah, we do manage to swing this, though, because obviously we've just been so dominant compared to their builds for the entirety of the match. So I score a kill. I know who I'm gunning for. It's easy to bully someone who's low vitality out. It's one of the only things that my build does good. I take a Phoenix because Phoenix over bodies is extremely powerful. Unfortunately, it hits the Signet of Stone. We take the Ranger down. The DH is super low as well now. It's a bit of a zerg. So our support here as well, kind of like this. What did the support do? He came out of this gate, did nothing, and then came to this fight in the end anyway. So he could have just come with me at the start, and this would have been even steadier. But that's fine. So now we've got so many people here. I don't want to do this. So I'm going to pull out. We know that 2 of them are on respawn. I can get a quick decap in mid, and I'll be pretty happy with this. So we go for the decap. Now remember, the person we killed who's on respawn is the thief. So the thief jumps in on me. Let's just watch this again. I see that the thief is coming. As I walk to mid, so I've rewound probably a bit too far here. As I walk to mid, I know that the thief's on respawn. I know that he's the one that's going to stop me from getting decap. Okay? So I watch as he comes in. You know the range of steel is 1200, right? So you watch for it. And as soon as it's evident, I take the Twist of Fate evade. It's a really beautiful evade from me there. I come back to this kite spot. So I'll just let this play out. So he's an SD thief, right? He's relying, like, especially as a sword thief. Like, his sword 2 won't even come to me. His steel won't come to me. So he's kind of just stuck now. And I'm happy to be here. We've won close. We've won far. And the only other person on the node is my support. So I could just stand here. The second he stops line of sight in, I take a burst on him. The support comes towards me. He really doesn't have to. It doesn't matter to me. He comes out again, and we kill him. Like, it really is that easy. You just use the terrain. You just stand in the right place. We get an easy FGS cleave through it. We bait the other guy into the body to take unnecessary damage. And it's like the easiest mid-fight you've ever seen. And we got sides. Which obviously swings the whole game, and we basically win off of it. So, yeah, some nice kiting in action on this one. I did think that this was at least demonstrating some cool stuff. Really, not necessarily a really good game, like in terms of being close or whatever, but I think it teaches people stuff. So, and that's not what Game of the Day is always going to be, by the way, but on these early ones, I guess it's a nice thing to sort of go over. Here, I deliberately don't attack, so I don't proc the full counter, and thankfully, my druid didn't either. His pet didn't even proc it, so that's good. This guy does massive damage. We've got the tether again. I did try to walk in, but I was too late, so you get to see what it looks like when the tether pulls me. There's another full counter. We twist the fate away from it, and we just take some pressure. Obviously, we outnumber them, so yeah, very, very comfortable, easy game for me there. 1 death due to a failed tree jump. And maybe a questionable fight altogether. Maybe I should have recognized it was 3v2 and left a lot earlier. But there you have it. That's the game of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. Maybe we'll have a map we haven't seen yet coming up soon. I guess we'll see. Cheers, and I'll see you shortly.